Hey, provocateur family. Do you happen to know who this young lady is that's pictured right here? Let me give you a few seconds. Well, let me help you out. This is none other than political commentator, political activist, social commentator, social influencer, and all around just interesting young lady, Candace Owens. And to you all who don't know who Candace Owens is, she is very much a young lady who burst on the scene like in 2017 to the public awareness, like about 2017, with strong voice and strong opinions. Very opinionated young lady, and she has an interesting take on most issues, whether it's political, social, cultural, so on and so forth. Just a little background on Candace. She was born in New York. She's a New York native. She was born on April the 29th, 1989. She's the third of four children. Yeah. Although, as I stated previous on this video, Candace didn't come into national public attention until around 2017, 2018. But previous to that, around 2015, she was part of a media type blog that she created and was part of, where at that time, 2015 or around, she seemed to be very critical of the Republican Party, and she seemed to take on more liberal type of views at the time as well, and espouse more liberal type of views at that time, around 2015. In 2017, Candace proclaimed herself a conservative, and this seemed to trigger a lot of liberal pundits at the time, who duly noted that 2 years prior or a couple of years prior, she was seemed to align with their liberal views. And I always thought this was kind of interesting, to attack her for having 2 years previous probably more aligned with liberal views, and then all of a sudden, as they looked at it, that she switched over to conservative or something like that, more conservative views. What can we say? That was 2015, 2017. That means that she's in her mid to late 20s. So I mean, we should be always evolving individuals, evolving people. So yeah, that's my take on that one. So yeah. Our opinions should evolve in our mid to late 20s. We should always be evolving in a way. If we're living, we should be evolving. Our opinions, our everything. We should always be growing and learning. That's just my opinion. But especially in your 20s, come on, give me a break. But like in 2017, Candace proclaimed herself a conservative. That's my main point. With Candace's new proclamation of conservatism in 2017, she was right in the firestorm of the upcoming 2020 presidential election, which the most conservative candidate in that election was Donald Trump himself. So, of course, Candace took on a pro-conservative stance in 2017, and like I said, the most conservative candidate in that 2020 presidential election was Donald Trump. So yeah, so by default, her candidate for the 2020 presidential election was Donald Trump. Many liberals took the opportunity at this time to take shots at Candace. Many liberals were irate at her stance, and they really took aim at Candace at this point, including many black folks who attacked Candace, saying that she was trying to be white and she was a coonie. She was coonie and Uncle Tom. They labeled all these names. She's not one of us type of verbiage and all that. And they leveled that at Candace. You're a betrayer of your race and all sorts of things they labeled at Candace at the time. This black woman, this young black woman, Candace Owens, they was labeling everything to her. Like us black folks are a monolith and we can only think one way and our opinions can only be one way. And it was disregarding and disheartening to me. And I'm pretty sure it was disheartening to Candace as well. And many other black people who pride themselves on being upstanding human beings first and foremost, and honest, hardworking individuals. As we all know, Donald Trump went on to lose the 2020 presidential election, but Candace's popularity continued to rise. Her star continued to grow, and she continued to become bigger and bigger as far as a social influencer, a political commentator, and just all around personality in general. In and around 2020, Candace began to expand her reach as far as what she commentated on. She kind of shifted and pivoted a little bit away from politics, even though she was still commenting heavily on politics. She got more into social commentary about certain things like big corporations' influence on the destruction of morality in America. The George Floyd incident. She took a controversial take on the George Floyd incident. Police-related killings like police brutality. She took controversial stances on that. The group Black Lives Matter, so on and so forth. So she took a lot of, she had a lot of opinions on social issues that were going on, that were kind of controversial, and very controversial and very, very provoking, very thought-provoking, and very emotion provoking, basically. But yeah, so that was Candace. In and around 2020, she started to do that more as far as that. Like, she never abandoned politics, but she started branching out more into social commentary, I would say. Amid all the personal attacks against Candace, where many people called her a sellout, Uncle Tom, a conservative puppet or a Republican puppet, all these things was leveled at her, but Candace stood strong. She stood strong throughout this. Her star continued to rise, and her brand continued to grow. So Candace continued to grow her brand and continued to make herself a very prominent figure. Not only was Candace's being attacked personally, but her as far as her on her business, as far as her podcast, and as far as her YouTube channels and all her media that she was sending out and voicing her opinions and being an influencer, that was under attack as well. She had many times her channel or her post and everything and her podcast, they were suspended and under attack and under review. A lot of times they were trying to shut her down and shut her voice down. She went through much of that. And it was just so it wasn't just a personal attacks. It was attacking her career-wise too. She was very much under attack. Very much under attack. Through all of this, Candace continued to trudge on. She had when they shut down one platform, she'll get on another platform. She was doing that. They shut this platform down. she turned up on another platform, and she did this. Just her strength and determination to get her voice out there. And she was very resilient in that way, and has always been, since she came on the public arena, has been very resilient in that way. In 2021, Candace landed the gig with the Daily Wire, an American conservative media company, where she had a weekly talk show on that with that media company. She had a weekly talk show with that media company. The Daily Wire, as I stated, was an American conservative media company. It was established in 2015. One of the co-founders was Ben Shapiro. After several clashes on the Daily Wire with co-founder Ben Shapiro, over reported anti-Semitic commentary by Candace and her other political views that she took on the Daily Wire that seemed to clash with the show's narrative. The Daily Wire and Candace chose to part ways in 2024. For her part, Candace didn't seem too distraught from the breakup from the Daily Wire, exclaiming on her social media, I am free! I am free! So she didn't seem too distraught over the, parting of ways from the Daily Wire in 2024. Many black people at this time took the opportunity to mock Candace, saying stuff like she's throwing off Master's plantation. Now she's going to try to come back and pander to us and be one of us and pander her ideas toward us and all this stuff. So she's been throwing off Master's plantation and they don't want nothing to do with her anymore, she's going to come back crying and pandering and trying to pander to us. The context that most of those black folks that chose to try to mock her was missing was they didn't know, or they were not familiar with Candace Owens and her positions in totality. They probably only heard sound bites or sound bites of a little clip from her, and they did not hear most of her opinions in the entire context of the opinions she took. So they really didn't have a full understanding of her position, of who Candace totally was. They were also told by other liberal heads what to think of Candace, that this is your enemy, and they followed blindly along with that thought process that Candace is our enemy. So their mockery was kind of funny to me because they didn't totally know what she was about in the first place. Although Candace still is hated and despised by many in this world, and she's also loved by many in this world. So she's she still remains a controversial figure. She still seemingly stands strong in her convictions that she always has had. And so even in this current day of 2024, Candace still seems to seem strong, even in storm, even though she's still under attack, they're still attacking her platforms. Her platform just recently was suspended for comments that she made. So, Candace does her thing and she's standing strong. Seemingly she's standing strong, and much respect. My personal opinion on Candace is that she's a strong, beautiful, intelligent, young black woman who's definitely has strong views and opinions, somewhat controversial in some ways. But I got to give her props because to me, she has stood on her square. She rarely has got knocked off her square. She seems when she has an opinion, she's locked in on that opinion and her what she feels, and I can respect that. I may have some issues with her opinion on the George Floyd incident and some of the police brutality incidents, but I'm totally with her on the big corporations are part of the big problem of the decaying of the of morality, and her stance on Black Lives Matter, the corporation Black Lives Matter. I'm pretty much steadfast with her on that opinion as well. So, I mean, you love her or hate her, she definitely has an opinion, and she's definitely opinionated. And instead of attacking her, calling her Uncle Tom and Uncle Ruckus and Coon and all other things that they can throw at her, the epithets they can throw at her, why don't they try to politically oppose with some, or with some basis, with some words, with some intellect, give an intellectual argument to counter what she's saying. That's what people need to concentrate more on doing, because she's coming strong. This young lady is coming strong with her opinion and commentary. Like I said, much respect. If you haven't checked her out in full context and you just heard sound bites about her and this and that about her, I would suggest that you check her out. I would check Miss Candace Owens out and see what she's about before judging her in full context. Check out what she's saying in full context before judging her. Yes, you might still disagree with what she's saying and disagree with her commentary and her opinions and everything. But we wasn't put here to agree with each and everything that a person says or does. It just doesn't work that way. I know that I personally don't agree with each and everything that a person says or does. So, we wasn't made to be that way. But like I said, I would suggest that you all check her out in totality before judging her and trying to dismiss her, because she has some things to say, in my opinion. And I just want to say, God bless this beautiful, intelligent woman, Candace Amber Owens Farmer. That is her full married name. This is a married woman, Miss Candace Amber Owens Farmer. Keep on doing your thing, Candace. Keep on doing your thing, and may God bless you. With that said, I'm going to end the video right here. Please feel free to like, share, comment on this video. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. After subscribing, please click on that little notification bell in order to be notified of any new uploads from this channel. I thank you all for your support. I truly appreciate it. And with that, and all of that information, I think I got everything out. Like I said, make sure you voice your opinion on Candace Owens, what you know about her, what you feel about her, and all those things in the comments below. And I guess with that, I am out. And peace. One love.